Hey guys, this is Darren Benton again with Performance Motorcoaches. We tried this earlier, had a little audio malfunction. It was a beautiful spring day this morning, and if you've been out to West Texas, turned into a really crappy, dusty, nasty day. So it's about noon time. Got inside here while the guys are away for lunch and wanted to do this video. So this will be kind of like a two-part video. So this rig we just brought in from Indiana last week. It is a sold unit. It's going to a couple out in Arizona. They're going to use it to travel all over the Southwest, going up into Canada as well. So they're looking for something that they could drive to the ski slope. They're looking for something that they could drive off-road. So they chose one of these four-wheel drive show haulers. We're the exclusive builder of the 4x4 show hauler units. Built a handful of units. We've actually had a few of those here recently. We've done upgrades on solar panels, upgrades on inverters, so we've done all kinds of things. That's something we can definitely do here in the shop. But main focus is kind of the initial video of this coach. That is built on the HV507, which is a pretty robust chassis. It's just a Cummins ISL, so it's an 8.9 liter Cummins, 370 horse, 1250 torque. But I mean, it looks monstrous. I'm 6 foot tall. See how much room you have here. It's a really tall hood out front. Really bold grille up front as well, and a little bit larger radiator to be able to accommodate that 1,250 foot-pound torque of motor. So Bridgestone floats all the way around. This unit does have quite a bit of technology from the factory. So tire pressure monitoring, does have all of the adaptive cruise. It has the crash mitigation, and it has like an active cruise control, and that will actually pick up roads, road signs, speed limit signs, and it'll adjust your cruise from there. It'll alert you if you're going over the speed limit as well. So it is built with the bunk over. Most of the four-wheel drives we built with this elevated bunk over, just for additional sleeping. We get guys that say, how does that affect fuel economy? These things are going to get 7-8 miles a gallon, whether it's just the truck that's going up and down the road by itself or full conversion on this. So unit weighs about 31,000 pounds. It does have 23,000 pound rear axle, 14,000 pound front axle. So there's still a fair amount of weight capacity on the unit itself. Pretty cool paint color. The previous International we did was the Porsche Chalk. This is kind of a deviation of this. A little bit more gray tone, a little bit less tan tone. So out in light, this morning it looked really cool because it looked white. So this color will go a lot of different ways. So pretty proud of the color itself. We selected the chassis to be painted from International, and then we just painted the conversion there. So we'll do lots of things to it. We'll powder coat the wheels, build a front bumper. We'll black out a few things. We'll go ahead and do a ceramic coat on all the glass. So kind of get it ready for them. But this is just kind of the initial video we just got in on Sunday. So we'll kind of cruise around. Look at the baggage compartments. Fair amount of storage in all these baggage compartments. We have some things in there because we got to pull the tires and wheels off in a back shop. So some of that stuff will come out. That will allow us to utilize the jacks to pull it off. Essentially, we add a 110 connection to all of the baggage compartments. Nice to be able to plug in something outside, or if you are have some tools, maybe a battery charger as well. We did something a little bit different as far as the hydronic heater here. So we did the little bit larger 50,000 BTU hydronic heater. This is the ITR Chinook. So it does have dual electric elements in it. It is plumbed to the engine as well. So the waste heat off the engine will keep this system nice and warm cruising down the road. And we also did a hydronic register in the wet bay. We'll talk about that here in a minute. So just pretty simplistic awning there. Most of the show hauler units you'll see, they're built with more service in mind. They're built for just less things to potentially break. Let's come around back here. It does have the metal back on it, and the reason for the metal back is that's the only way you can introduce a window to the back of the coach, along with this little storage guy right here. Makes it handy, if you had some long skis, maybe a snowboard or something like that, that is insulated as well. So big 40,000 pound hitch on the back. Not that anybody's going to be towing 40,000 pounds with it, but the idea was, maybe a large motorcycle rack, like some of those that are hydraulically controlled. So I just wanted something pretty stout to be able to tie into there. We'll come up with some kind of bumper on the back here to kind of protect this lower sheet metal bit. We'll all integrate with this as well. 50 amp buddy plug right there, so if they're out and about and they had a friend who wanted to be able to plug in, you can easily plug a camper in there. So full picture windows all the way around on the exterior here. Storage compartment right here. This does have your 50 amp connection inside there. So a fair amount of room there as well. Wet bay, we'll get in here and see if you can catch that hydronic register inside there. It is thermostatically controlled, so once it gets 40 degrees inside that compartment, the fan will activate and keep that unit nice and warm. Just simply having the heated coolant inside there will do a pretty good job. There are, as a fail-safe, there are 12-volt heat elements on the bottom side of those tanks as well. Simple little 8K gen, which is a standard gen for Showhauler. Really didn't think we need anything larger than the 8K. That will do a good job running everything inside the coach. Up front, we do have two Battleborns, the 270 amp hour lithium batteries. Customer wasn't going to need too much beyond that, so we just got it set up with those. After the fact, we could add more batteries inside. We could tie them into the other compartments. So it'll be a 3,000 watt inverter that will be tied into those batteries. There are heat elements built inside those as well. Single 120 gallon fuel tank, just to fuel on one side. It does eat up a little bit of storage compartment, but you do have your DEF outside here, your diesel exhaust fluid. Makes it a little bit easier. The one in the past, we flip-flopped this a little bit, so it was kind of a pain to have to fill that diesel exhaust fluid inside the compartment. The fuel tank and the heater will run all off of that central fuel tank as well. Open this guy up. Very easy cab entry. Nice Sears seat there. Has all of the back cycler, has lots of adjustment in the lumbar as well. Of course, both seats are air ride. Telescoping and tilt steering there. It does have automatic headlights on it, which is pretty cool. LED headlights on the front of this rig to begin with. Like I said, we'll build the bumper and kind of do a little bit of protection from the lower portion of the radiator here as well. But you can just see it's a really cool look. Very, very cool stance as well. That's part of the crash mitigation. You can see that one camera that's on the inside of the windshield itself. We'll go ahead and jump inside. So this is pretty unique in some of the colors and some of the selections. This is about a 2-year project from the time that we ordered the truck to completion. We are right about, I think we're right about June or July is when we first got contacted by this customer. So it's been a pretty long project. So some of the things you'll see unfinished inside. So we will go through and paint the lower portion of these cabinets white. We'll do all the hardware for the customer as well. This will be our first and last white cabinet experience. But it's a project that we started and we're just going to have to finish it. But when you see the finished project in white, don't ask. We're not going to do white cabinets ever again. All the butcher block countertops turned out well. This is a fixed dinette, so we'll have those a few different places. They've been a light oil, but we'll kind of consult with the customer and figure out what they want to do beyond that. If they want to do any kind of like heavy beeswax or anything to kind of bring out more of the colors there. So the nice thing about this unit is you don't have to have the slide out to be able to be in the coach and be able to utilize everything inside the motorhome itself. So if you're in a roadside park, if you're in really inclement weather, you don't have to worry about running the slide out. So I think we'll just kind of walk through just a little bit and then we'll get everything opened up as well. So you can tell there's a decent amount of room. I can still get to my fridge. I can still get to my washer dryer, and I still get to my back area, and then I can get into the full bath here. So we'll take and kind of flip-flop around just a little bit. So large bunk over right here. I'm going to go ahead and run this slide out, just so you can kind of see a little bit more room. Very simple 12-volt slide here. Not anything, in fact, the rest of the RV industry doesn't even utilize this type of slide. Can't tell you why, but it's a slide that really just never gives any problems. All dual pane windows all the way around. Does have spray foam in all the walls and ceiling. There'll be a 3-inch foam board below the floor itself, and then we're going to take and do a closed cell foam underneath the coach as well. So this will be a great unit to go up into Canada, really cold environments. We do not have the cushion to go in place here, but it will be coming, and so the idea here is you can put a cushion there to be able to block that off, and a cushion overhead as well. This particular cushion right here is built for that convertible dinette in the rear. Escape hatch, fair amount of room, and we basically we try to utilize USBs anywhere you might be sleeping, so nice amount of room up there. A couple could easily sleep up there and be able to sit up in bed if you needed to with that elevated bunk over. So cabinets at the foot there, cabinet right there. Like I said, this will be white, and the base cabinets themselves will be white. Lots of storage here all the way throughout the coach. This is a brand of furniture that was really highly custom. We were able to do like a linen type material. This will be the first and the last of that as well, unfortunately. Everything else will be ultra leather. Like I said, it's a nice setup. Nice setup with a fair amount of room here as well. I'll kind of open up a few things here. So we don't have any of the hardware on because we're going to do some black hardware, and then of course we're going to paint the front of these. So decent storage everywhere, even over the microwave. And then right here you'll have we'll take and do a PepWave router inside that compartment right there. It does have a surround sound system with a subwoofer as well. So people that aren't familiar with Showhauler, you can kind of see, your quality, all dovetail construction, all soft close. So very high-end cabinetry. Induction cooktop here. The customer wanted a little pull out here. We need a little bit of spacing there for the venting underneath the induction, and the customer did request that to be run off the inverter. So that's some of the custom things that can be done from Showhauler or even after the fact. Not a very difficult process to be able to change some of that circuitry. 8 cubic foot refrigerator. What I like about these is, from a person that's recently moved and had a dual refrigerator, you get a lot of crap. You get a lot of crap that needs to go in the trash. We had mustard and mayonnaise from eons. So the nice thing about a refrigerator like this, we get a lot of people that say, oh, that's a small refrigerator. If you'll cut out half the crap in your refrigerator, this will not be an issue. Most of the customers that are buying these, they're going to go after fresher produce, so they're going to go to the market a little bit more often, so they're not putting 28 pounds of Totino's pizza rolls in there. Come back here, the convertible closet here with a single-use washer dryer down there at the bottom. It is vented, so those will do a decent job, with smaller towels. If you pile a whole bunch of really heavy denim in there, it'll take you a while. There's a safe in there as well. Pocket door to be able to isolate this kind of master area. I'll plop down here. So this is convertible, so it has a little, this particular table will go up and down to be able to make into a bed area. The cushions here can all be pulled out. With all the cushions out, it's a little bit larger than a king-size bed, so we'll be able to have a ton of room. Don't know if this customer has dogs, but I can see if you're a big dog person, you could put lots of people and lots of dogs back here. So nice little area, like I said, be able to see out all the windows as well. Water tanks below here and there, and then a portion of that storage you saw on the exteriors underneath this back portion. So I'll just kind of flip-flop around the countertop there. You have 110 and USBs back there. So kind of depending upon whether you want to sleep at an angle, whether you want to sleep here or there, there's lots of different ways to potentially sleep, and even just be able to come back here and take a nap without having to take and convert anything here. So I'll just keep on plopping all the way around. Open up these guys. These are just strictly hanging closets, but they could be converted into some type of a shelf system as well. Water pump is below that guy right there, and then we'll go in the bathroom. So to be able to kind of achieve lots of things in a pretty small environment, this is not something we do very often, but we get a lot of people, especially on the other four-wheel drives, they don't like having to walk through a bathroom to be able to get to the master. This will afford somebody the opportunity to have a private lavatory. It just kind of matter of preference. We've used a coach that had a similar type bath, and it really wasn't any kind of imposition, so it just kind of matter of preference. But I kind of plop in here. So 200-pound guy, there's still a decent amount of room inside here. Pretty good sized shower as well. I'll take and flop this over. Really nice tile shower. Did not want any kind of a skylight in here, but like I said, I'm 6 foot. Really not any kind of issue. Nice shower inset there for soap, shampoos, and conditioners and whatnot. Come around here, I'll open up some of the cabinetry here. One thing that is very impressive, I've seen a lot of stuff in the RV industry, is just the simplicity of the way Showhauler runs all of their 110 and the 12 volt. So basically, standard 12 volt will be right there. Your multiplex will be back in there. But everything is very easy to get to. So everything that runs off of your shore, your generator will be in this guy. Everything that runs off of your inverter will be in this guy. So it'd be easy to swap that around. If a guy wanted to add an additional inverter, lots of different things to potentially do here. So very easy to take and convert things after the fact. Same goes for spacing and ceiling. Probably should have ran that together a little bit better. It's nice. You can pull any light out and be able to fish in the ceiling. So if you wanted to add some additional internet, if you wanted to add any kind of antenna up on the roof, we can basically start pulling lights, and we can run wires all over this rig. We had some units that we recently added some cameras to. If it was any other RV, we could not have done it. So that was nice that there's a little bit of spacing in the ceiling there. Also, with that spacing and the way they fur out some of the walls, you have a little bit more depth to your walls. So really cold environments, really hot environments, it makes a huge difference versus just doing like a vacuum bonded laminate wall that there's no airspace whatsoever between there. Macerated toilet here. Kind of open up. Probably can't see much of this stuff, but this is. I apologize. So this is some of the stuff I'm talking about in the way of accessibility that most of the manufacturers do not do. This guy right here, I mean, it's a monster. You could put all kinds of stuff in here, and all this is all convertible as well. So if you need to bring it up one, be able to put a ton of stuff up there. We could go through and put a small cleat here if you need to be able to worry about things rolling out. So lots of different things to potentially do there. Pretty cool little sink there as well. So a smaller environment, but a lot of great attributes to the inside of it. So there's lots of stuff that I missed that hopefully we'll be able to pick up on the next video here. Apologize for dropping the phone earlier, but always appreciate you guys coming out and enjoying these videos with us. This is something we really enjoy doing, building these coaches for people. It does get a little testing at times doing very customized units, but we see the light at the end of the tunnel now. We'll be able to video it once we get all the cabinets done, once we get all the bumpers and the wheels powder coated. So happy to be kind of putting this one to bed here in the next month or so. We'll get the customers out here, get them well acquainted with the unit, get them on their way so they can go out and enjoy the coach. So appreciate the business from them. Also appreciate, like I said, everybody coming out, watching the videos. It does help. That's where the vast majority of our business comes from, is people liking and sharing on YouTube. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, come back in about 30 days, and we'll have some new products for you. forgot to mention, we're back in Indiana. We've delivered a ton of coaches, and unfortunately, everybody wants their coach now. I say we're all like big kids. I want a toy. I want my toy now. And so a lot of times we haven't been able to have the time to be able to get them cleaned up and video before the consumer wants them. So we're not thinking about everybody. We just simply don't have the time sometimes. The customer needs a little bit more important. But we'll be back here in the next 2 weeks with a few more videos up in Indiana. We'll go up there, and then the guys here in Texas will get everything completed. But thanks again for coming out. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.